You're constantly buying carpet. You're constantly buying paint and drywall repair.
What's up, everyone? Brandon Meyer here. Today, we're diving into a video from the one and only Dave Ramsey, where he gives his take on Airbnb arbitrage. Is he spot on or totally off? Let's find out. Dave Ramsey says there are 3 points that all those successful Airbnb owners are not talking about. Let's run the clip.
All the people that talk about how much money they make with them don't bring up. They have 3 problems that people don't bring up.
All right, let's address that. First of all, I always keep it real with you guys. I make sure to talk about both the challenges and the rewards of Airbnb arbitrage. As someone who's built a $40,000 a month income with Airbnb properties, I'm here to set the record straight for those who are genuinely interested in Airbnb arbitrage or are currently learning about it. So let's break down Dave's main points and see what's really going on here.
Problem number 1, there's a ton of hassle, a lot of details, a lot of work involved in getting the people in, getting them out, getting them cleaned, all that kind of stuff. Like probably 25x a normal rental, because you'll have multiple renters in a single month, right? And so you've got maid service, you've got a higher level of maintenance, you've got a lot of work involved in managing and messing with them. Okay, so a lot of hassle.
He says it's a ton of work. On this point, I actually agree with him. Managing an Airbnb professionally does require a lot of effort, but that's why it can be so lucrative. If it were easy, everyone would do it. In my experience, you're only as good as your systems. With the right systems and team, the hassle becomes manageable. Sure, it involves coordination and constant attention, but that's true for any successful business. The key is to streamline operations and ensure everything runs smoothly. We've automated the check-in process and hire reliable cleaners and handymen ready to address any issues immediately. It's a lot of work, but the rewards are definitely worth it. If you put in the effort to set up strong systems, the hassle is significantly reduced and the profits speak for themselves. Dave also mentions that Airbnb properties suffer from high levels of property damage. It's pretty obvious here that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Problem number 2 with Airbnbs is you have a lot of extra maintenance. People tear the crap out of your property. Nobody talks about that. That's the dirty little secret of Airbnbs. You're constantly buying carpet. You're constantly buying paint and drywall repair. Because they do not take it. I don't care how big a deposit you get or how much screening you do, it's not their house.
In my experience, this couldn't be further from the truth. With long-term tenants, I've had to replace carpets and paint walls after tenants move out because they never take care of the place during their lease, and you don't have much transparency into the shape of the home. But with Airbnb, it's quite the opposite. We rarely have significant damage, but if anything does happen, there is full transparency and it's addressed right away. The only way for us to be profitable is to keep the place in pristine condition, so we have cleaners coming in multiple times per week and handymen on standby to fix any issues immediately. Plus, Airbnb guests tend to be more respectful because they know they're going to be reviewed. Frequent repairs like carpets, painting, and drywall? Not in my experience. The properties are kept in top shape because guests expect a clean and well-maintained space, and we deliver just that. Now, Dave talks about how being far away from your Airbnb reduces control and increases the risk of neglect. Let's tackle this one.
So I would move the money to Oklahoma, whether you're going to do a straight rental or whether you're going to do an Airbnb, because it's in your backyard and you're going to lay your hands on it, and you are a man who controls your destiny. You don't ask your first cousin to do it.
As I mentioned in the first point, you're only as good as your systems in place. Most of my properties are out of state, and I've never had any issue. It's all about building good systems and hiring the right people. We have post-inspections on each turn with photos taken of the properties for documentation, as well as reviews and guest feedback that help us keep an eye on everything. With the right approach, it's definitely manageable. We even have trusted team members on the ground to handle any issues that come up. With technology and good management practices, distance isn't a barrier. For example, we use smart locks, exterior surveillance cameras, noise detection hardware, and automated other systems to ensure smooth operations. Plus, our cleaning and maintenance crews provide regular updates, keeping us in the loop no matter where we are. It really comes down to having robust systems in place to manage everything effectively. Let's transition to another critical point Dave brought up: zoning and legal issues. Dave mentioned that some areas are passing zoning laws that prohibit short-term rentals, which could disrupt your Airbnb business if you're not careful. Let's run the clip.
The third thing that nobody's talking about is several areas are now passing zoning prohibiting it.
Right.
And so if you set your whole model up only on Airbnb, you could have the rug jerked out from under you. If the only way the deal works is Airbnb, don't do the deal because it might not be available to you.
Dave is absolutely right about the importance of understanding local zoning laws. Before you invest in an Airbnb property, you must research the local regulations to ensure short-term rentals are allowed. This is a critical step that can save you from a lot of trouble down the road. In my experience, due diligence is key. Check with local authorities, review zoning maps, and even consult with a real estate attorney if necessary. Being aware of and compliant with local laws not only protects your investment, but also helps you avoid costly fines and legal battles. On this channel, I provide resources and strategies to help you navigate these legal complexities. From understanding zoning laws to managing your properties efficiently, I cover everything you need to know to succeed in Airbnb arbitrage. Additionally, I want to address the general point about investment strategies. Dave has a conservative approach when it comes to investing. He generally suggests investing in traditional methods like the stock market. While this is a solid strategy, I want to add that Airbnb arbitrage can be a fantastic addition to your investment portfolio. There is more risk involved, but with more risk comes more reward. However, you should consider your risk tolerance before investing. Airbnb offers significant cash flow, which can greatly enhance your financial strategy. Instead of just relying on traditional investments, you can leverage the higher returns of Airbnb arbitrage to invest in other things. This allows you to diversify and maximize your income streams.
Now, if you want to run the hassle for the extra money and run the maintenance for the extra money, you'll make more money. But it's a lot of work.
Even Dave agrees that there's potential for higher returns with Airbnb. The key is to manage the hassle and maintenance effectively, which is definitely achievable with the right systems in place. In my Airbnb coaching program, I teach my students all about those systems. With the cash flow generated from Airbnb, you can diversify your investments and create a more robust financial portfolio. For instance, you can use the profits to buy more short-term rental properties, whether local or out of state. This way, you're not limited to one market and can take advantage of opportunities wherever they arise. It's also important to note that with proper planning and management, you can scale your Airbnb business efficiently. Implementing automated systems for bookings, guest communication, and property maintenance can free up your time to focus on strategic growth. By continuously optimizing your operations and reinvesting your profits wisely, you can achieve financial independence much faster than the traditional investment methods alone. So what's the bottom line? Dave Ramsey has some valid points about the work involved in managing an Airbnb, but he's also wrong about property damage and remote management. With the right systems and team, you can overcome the challenges and enjoy significant profits. Generally, I recommend listening to people who are in the trenches daily and have practical experience. Dave is not one of those people. If you're considering Airbnb arbitrage, don't be discouraged by the hassle factor. As someone who's built a successful Airbnb business, I can tell you that with the right approach, it's totally achievable. On this channel, I share all the resources and strategies you need to be successful with Airbnb arbitrage. So subscribe and stay tuned for more tips, strategies, and insights that can be game changers for your financial future. How did you like this reaction video? Do you have any other videos you think I should react to? Let me know in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.